So I've got to come clean. Episode 1 came out fairly shortly after we received this gun. However, shortly after releasing it, I sat down with the gun and had a proper look. We doubled down on the fact that I said this gun was French, when in fact, it's German. First in line is we're going to put a butter knife bolt on the handle because that is a quintessentially German trait. Secondly, we're not going to remove the fleur-de-lis, done enough removal of checkering on here, and I was kind of torn and I really wanted to put a Prussian eagle on the side, but that's probably well beyond my skill set and certainly beyond what I'd like to do to this gun. You know, we're here to modernise it, not deface it. So, iron cross checkering it is. Don't ask me how it's going to look. I presume just a simple cross. Only one way to find out. And then put it back together. However, I must admit, I left this barrel without oiling it for a couple of days. And it's gone brown. So, bolt, stock, something. And then we're going to take it out for its final shoot. Then we're going to go for clays. Clays are a captive audience. I should have known by the wing safety and a couple of the German marks on there, but they were hidden under rust to start with, so what are you going to do? We'll make mistakes. Some more funny than others. The curse of Back to the Brink strikes again. Alright, let's go. Too much metal is inefficient. The bolt looks like a bolt with a knob and a thing. Well, we're turning it into something called a butter knife bolt, so it will look more like a butter knife. It's a real quintessentially German thing, as well as it just looking rather pretty anyway. And instead of just going for a plain butter knife, I've, for some bizarre reason, tried to do something more complex that might turn out really badly. But it's bad from the Brink, bruv. So I cheated once again, but it's often worthwhile. In terms of time saving when removing big amounts of metal like that. There's plenty of handwork to be done still, just removing the bottom of that bolt. That's why we have tools. That's why we moved out of the dark ages and why Screwfix exists. This was a mistake. Not like a mistake like the row. That was a big mistake. I just feel like this was too big a commitment of time to do the sort of job that I'd like to do. And now I'm committed. Should be committed. Doing another cheap to charming. Back from the Brink even. It's just a bit of a quandary here. It's not a quandary, it's a bit of a because actually it'd be really nice to get this bolt super refined. I should keep taking this metal down and so on and so forth. But actually, A, the bolt's gonna then be particularly small and then it's gonna be uber refined on this bolt, which is as far from refined as humanly possible, purely because the tech in 1971 wasn't great. It was pretty good, but it wasn't great. So we're going to retain it at the size that it is and just have a bit of a weird rounded thing. So it's not going to be a true butter knife, but it's a bit of an improvement. Well, it's a change. Certainly a radical difference, Gunstar. One of those annoying things, a bit like the checkering. I had it ready, a couple little scratches, doesn't matter because the gun's kind of beat half to death anyway. No. But somebody might look at it, or Sash might take a close-up, and then somebody might judge me more than you already do. Cursor back from the Brink strikes again. I just had the bolt snap shut on my hand. Well, cursor back to the Brink. Anyway, and on that note, I was going to take another polish to it and put another load of 400 over the top, but I'm not unhappy with how it's turned out. It's nice enough, the effect is there. I mean, it doesn't suit the gun at all, but it is German.
Are you in eye-watering pain right now?
Yes, I am in eye-watering pain right now, but we're also on a tight schedule. I think I'm going to put some cold blue and stuff on it just to age it a little bit artificially, because I just said I was going to polish this bolt, but it almost seems a shame to do that, and I'm not going to, so I'm not even going to do that. Whew. As we already established, the metal on the receiver and bolt of this gun is not susceptible to browning or staining or anything like that. So just hopefully give it enough that we can then just dull it down. You don't want it to be like too shiny, I guess. Let's carry on. So we're going to check an iron cross on the side. And although it doesn't exist anymore because of certain negative connotations, it did at the time this gun was produced. I think it actually came around in the Napoleonic times and continued all the way through until said negative connotations got attached to it. I think we're going to try and join it up at the top here, roll it round and run it off the bottom here. And fingers crossed it doesn't look too bad. Anyway, a little bit of inspiration. Curse of the Back from the Brink continues. This thing here, this iron cross on the side of this 1871 Mauser is causing debate. Is the iron cross an acceptable thing? The younger generation in the shop think that it is not. I say older, the middle-aged people in the shop think that there is nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I mean, I'd love to know your thoughts on this, but I have a concluder here, and that is this. This is the symbol of the armed forces of Germany, current. Let's not call it an iron cross if that offends you. Let's call it the logo of that. I can get why some people might be offended by this, so I do apologise. It's not offensive in this context. See, it's just it's a bit of a quandary, isn't it? Because what else do you put on? If you put on a Prussian eagle, that obviously turned into a different type of eagle, and that has definitely probably has more negative connotations than this, although I would say a Prussian eagle would be beautiful on the side of this gun. Do you put a pickle helm? I really, really would love to have engraved or carved a pickle helm on the side. That's one of those pointy hats. I think that would have been beautiful too. But if you think about it, that probably would offend someone and have some negative connotations as well. In fact, anything from this period in Germany, obviously, nothing changed that radically over those 60-year period culturally that wasn't transformed into something that somebody might get offended by. So I am sorry if that is you, and I mean no offense. Contextually, this is a 1874 dated iron cross and has no negative connotations whatsoever. Fingers crossed. Should have just put a couple of steins clashing on the side. I mean, nobody would have cared about that. So, as much as I can defend the existence of that iron cross on that gun, one of the lads that works for me here at the gun shop got really offended by it, and I'm aware that others may get offended by it too. So, unfortunately, although I still believe wholeheartedly that there is zero negative connotations that go with that iron cross, I mean, for reasons I've already explained, it's coming off. There won't be much wood left on this gun by the time we're done. I am truly heartbroken because it looks really, really good. Oh, mate.
What's the replacement?
There is no replacement. You know, A, there's not enough wood left to take any more off. If we cut another checker and layer out of it, it's just going to be sad. And secondly, I think any symbol like that from history, we live in a world where people will take it out of context because, unfortunately, within 70 years of that gun being built, there was a lot of negative connotations in our society that we see with that. And a lot of people's exposure to those things, iron crosses, eagles, even if... So I sort of spoke about putting a Prussian eagle on there, and eagles are apparently also inherently a symbol of fascism, to him at least, and I'm aware that he is a representative of a majority of people who aren't quite so passionate or objective about history as I am. Anyway, I am sorry. I'm sure that there will be some of you who are enraged at this point at the political correctness and what I'm about to do, but this is the right thing to do, so let's file that gun. I tried. I really tried.
I lost myself. I waited still for a glimmer to arrive. I know
The only phone calls we made to various people to get a poll of opinions before making this decision. Well, let's just chalk this up to experience. That there's a significant portion of the world that does not, or maybe they care a little bit too much without understanding. But hey, you know, it's one of those things about history. I always feel blessed to be educated in the way that I was. Sort of more by my family than by any school. Obviously, you go to private school. It's probably worth saying that before people start kicking off. To understand that you learn from history and you learn from all these things, and actually there's nothing you can do, and being ashamed for your past, there's very little time for that, I think. I mean, personal past maybe, but if we're talking about being unhappy about the history that symbol represented, and I'm sorry for this getting a little bit too deep for Back from the Brink, you kind of want to have a look at the history of our own country and a lot of things that we were doing at that time. And I think a lot of those things just are way out of what one would do now and what would expect out of the world and humanity now. Anyway, so 3 hours later, it's now currently banging on the doors of 7 o'clock. We have completely undone all of the work that we did. We're back to having a plain side, but now we have some kind of weird, inexplicable thing at the top. Let's put this to one side once again. Amen. And let's work on this. The barrel that I left to one side and is now caked in rust. And I think the first port of call is actually go downstairs to the workshop and see what's hidden underneath. I'm going to give this a resounding no. And seeing as everything is going so bastard wrong today, in all honesty, and I really do apologise to all the purists. Let's make this shiny.
In many ways, you've climbed more than Everest throughout this project.
It's a bit like climbing Everest and then saying nah, and then climbing Everest and then saying nah just before you get to the top. About 4 times.
And then having the cameraman film the whole thing.
Humiliating me with comments that you guys will never hear. Yeah, that one.
We're approaching the end.
Tell you what, Sash. How about we call it?
Right now.
I'm done. This has been an emotional turmoil from start to finish, this gun, you know. Hey, I was almost racist. I almost lost whatever that bit of your hand's called. It's been a tumultuous episode. Let's put it back together. Just working out the great Meccano set that I've got in front of me here, and I'm not entirely sure what this screw is. I'll figure it out though. It's getting dark outside. I best figure it out. Well, it's been a long road, guys. Sort of 2 steps forward, 5 steps back. And like I said last week, if you think we've wasted your time, feel how we feel. Anyway, we're done. didn't work. I mean, I missed the target, but I'm pretty sure I closed my eyes and turned my head away. Moved flashbacks to the 4-ball. Anyway, let's see if we can actually hit one with it, and we'll call this a successful trip. Let's shoot this low going away. See if we can hit that. Should be a bit easier. To say that this gun doesn't shoot conventionally is a real textbook play. I'd rather think I'd hit like 10 out of 10 on this. I'll try shooting a couple of feet below it and see how that goes. Let's go. Ready, Sash?
Yep.
Alright. Let's try a different target. I mean, this could just be one of those times. But really just, should we go find a teal? Let's shoot one more. Ready? Ah, interesting. Very high. Like right over top by about a foot at that rabbit. We will hit one. Oh my god.
I think you've met your match.
I have. I found a gun that is actually genuinely unshootable. Right, I found my line. I actually work out how to lead it. The line is about 1.5 feet below the bird. Let's do this. Above. So it's like relearning shooting. And the lead gets wrong because I'm focusing on aiming below the bird, man. Whew. At least it's fun.
Nicely done.
Hey, I tell you what, targets like that and guns like this were made for each other. Simple targets, simple guns. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was back from the brink. I hope you've enjoyed. We took this gun, we refinished the wood, we polished the barrel, we butter knifed the bolt, we fixed the back of the stock, we fixed the crack, which subsequently has just broken again. But that's what this whole project is about. Disappointment. I couldn't shoot at any moving targets, but I could shoot the teal shooting about 2 foot underneath it. Oh man, thank you very much Mauser71, thank you very much Gunstar for this challenge. As I say, I look forward to another one. I'm not sure if I do. Take care guys, thank you very much for watching, we'll see you next time.